A lot of people are talking about branding and rebranding. And what I can tell you is that the decision to rebrand is not a magic pill. Customers don't buy logos. What they buy is an experience. They buy the feeling that comes from solving their problems and moving them closer to their goals. That's what a real brand does. And without it, you don't have a brand, you just have a logo. If you're going to rebrand without actually looking at what the business delivers and tying in the experience, all you do is change the visual aspect of the business. And it's not about looking better in the beginning, it's about working smarter, delivering more, and doing better. You fix the business first, and then you rebrand the momentum. Now, in today's episode, I share why I convinced a client to pause their rebrand to rebuild and focus on their foundations, and how in the process we unlocked close to $4 million in new revenue. Today's episode is brought to you by Five. It's the 5-step growth engine built for business leaders who mean business. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, head over to five.com.au to learn more. I got a call from the company CEO who needed some help with his rebranding. The company was struggling and they really needed a fresh image in the market. They'd been around for close to 20 years, building their name by providing traditional IT services. But because they'd become complacent, they let others dominate their position in the market. And as the market evolved, they transitioned more into cloud-based solutions. And as you can imagine, that became really competitive and margins started to shrink. So they wanted a new brand to reflect their new position in the market. The fact is, they were really struggling. They were doing close to $6 million a year in revenue, so on the surface, they looked successful. But if you looked a little deeper, you could see that the business was hemorrhaging. Their sales teams were struggling and their systems were outdated. And team retention was really bad. It was a really hard slog for everybody in the company just to move forward. And the team was really feeling the pinch. The company wasn't losing because their product or service was bad. They were losing because they were running an outdated business in a fast-moving market. When I reviewed their sales results, it became clear the real barrier wasn't price, product, or competition. It was education. Prospects just didn't understand why they needed their service. But educating the market through traditional methods would have been slow, expensive, and inefficient. So we had to take a smarter approach. We designed a free monitoring app, a tool that made the invisible visible, giving prospects real data to make informed decisions. Even before the app launched, we had the sales team start to talk about it in the market. The mere conversation around it sparked immediate curiosity and opened new opportunities almost immediately. Because the app sat on the client servers and delivered real-time insights, the sales team moved from pitching to discussing actual data, positioning them as trusted authorities. Through ongoing conversations, they transitioned into trusted advisors, which is the second pillar in the trust cycle that delivers influence and drives decisions. And this saw a dramatic increase in sales conversions and cut the average sales cycle from 6 months to just 30 days. They weren't chasing deals anymore. They were leading opportunities through conversation. And the catalyst was a simple app costing less than $5,000, which powered a smarter customer acquisition strategy, moving the company from tracking just under $6 million a year to being on target to close close to $10 million all within 12 months. Next, we tackled operational efficiency. We focused on automating their quoting, invoicing, and customer management, and digitizing their operations with live dashboards, restructuring the sales process around mapped customer journeys, and retraining their sales team from salespeople to consultants so they could build authority and trust at every step. And the goal was simple: to eliminate friction, speed up operations, to handle the increased volume of sales, and build a scalable foundation. with a much smarter sales operation in place that offered real value through the delivery of real-time data, and then integrating and automating the operation process to handle the increased sales, it was now time to rebrand. And because we made the rebranding the final step, the branding wasn't cosmetic. It didn't cover up weaknesses. It reflected the company they had become, which was industry leaders, trusted authorities, and market advisors, in a space they had once pioneered but allowed others to overtake. Had we rebranded first, it would have simply put a new face on a broken model. Instead, by focusing first on innovation and operational rebuilding, the rebrand amplified a business already operating from a position of real strength. So make sure that you're looking at the value and experience to the customer, then rebrand that. So your brand acts as a voice to those values. Only then can a brand truly stand for something powerful in the market. Now, if you're serious about real growth, don't start with how you look. Start with how you operate and the value you deliver. That's how you build a business that doesn't just survive, it dominates. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, join my newsletter at granthartley.com.au to get notified when the next episode goes live.